What's going on, paisanos? V here. Before I begin today's Mark Watch, just want to say, guys, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Sober and Structure Deck, someone posted in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Mark Watch Facebook group, links are going to be below, about buying it on Barnes & Nobles or Walmart. And for a time, you can go to Barnes & Nobles and buy it and actually get free shipping. Well, unfortunately, Barnes & Nobles is currently temporarily sold out online. We don't know if Barnes & Nobles is going to get a second run of inventory. We have zero idea, but they're sold out of it. You can still see it by picking up in a nearby location. For a quick frame of reference, I'll put my zip code down. It's only an easy, brisk 99.12 miles away to pick up some of these Sober and Structure decks. Also, the link was also for Walmart, but unfortunately, once again, Walmart is also sold out as well. So, hopefully, you guys got your Sober and Structure decks. They're going to be pretty crazy. On to the Market Watch joke. Actually, I'm sorry. Before I begin today's Market Watch, I just want to say someone brought out a card, Medium of the Ice Barrier, which I'll show you guys right here, actually. Medium of the Ice Barrier DT2 is sold online. Market price of this card roughly around $1.50, and you can see it. This product is currently out of stock. In fact, when you go over and see about the other versions, like the common that came on Battle Pack War of the Gods, that's sold out. The only availability of this card is about 5 of them, which is roughly around $10, and that's from the Hidden Arsenal 2 Super Rare. Now, when it was originally posted on the Yu-Gi-Oh! Market Watch Facebook group, everyone freaked out. Everyone freaked out and said, who did this? And everyone got really upset. I understand. I get it. You're shocked. You're confused. What happened? Why is this card bought out? This was a card mentioned by another content creator called the Cali Effect. Good friend of mine's, actually. Nice guy. And I really don't like the fact that everyone that watches my videos and loves my content and enjoys my content, whether they agree or disagree, can easily turn on to another content creator who recommended a card that got bought out. I've been in Cali Effect shoes many times. Other content creators as well, House of Champs, other content creators, MSK, and the other guys over there, the Market Watch guys. I've been in their shoes many times in which you say a card, hey guys, I think this is a good card, it gets bought out, and everyone's yelling at you, and everyone's yelling, saying whatever, calling you names, flipping on you. It's unfair and it's not right, and I think that people need to appreciate information. And if you found out a content creator said a card and a card went in value, why run from that where you should be subscribing from that? Because next time they say something, maybe that goes up in value. And if you have those cards, it only helps you out. For those who didn't know about the Cali Effect and forgot about it, I guess this is a nice way of me saying, hey, maybe you should go subscribe to him when he does his videos talking about certain cards. One thing about me and my channel is I never, ever care about anyone else mentioning cards. And if they go up in value, that's excellent. The market is information that should be shared with everybody. There should be no reason why everyone should be freaking out and attacking other content creators or each other for making recommendations. And hopefully you guys can just learn from this instance right here, and instead of just yell at content creators, just go, you know what? He said a card, it went up in value. Whether you agree or disagree with it, it's inconsequential. The card went up in value. That's the thing about it. And I know a while ago, another content creator talked about Pointer of the Red Lotus. I thought it was a horrible card, but I'm not gonna lie, I sold mines online. And I had some, I put them to the side. When they went up in value, sold them online, and walked away from that. I thought it was a dumb buy. I thought it was people that buying it. I definitely didn't recommend it. I remember doing market watches in which I laughed at it because it was such a bad card. But nevertheless, it was a card that was recommended that went up in value. And I think a lot of these content creators that do go out there and promote these cards and go, hey guys, this is a good card, they're not buying out hordes of cards. It takes a lot of money to do a buyout. Unless it's something that's really just low-key, off to the side. Me and the Ice Barrier had 3 printings. I'm pretty sure Cali Effect didn't buy all 3 printings of this card. It's pretty hard to do, especially coming from Battle Pack 2 War of the Gods, round 2. So hopefully you guys can take that information and use it to heart. Moving forward though, looking at Trisha the Dragon and the Ice Barrier, not a barrier monster, DT4 versions are going up higher and higher in the market. We're seeing DT4 Trishula go from $70 in the market price to about $125. After this DT version of Trishula is sold, the second DT version is $140. Now, I don't want to correlate my buddy Callie's card and my cards that I talk about because I love talking about DT cards. I talk about them forever. But I think DT cards are one of my favorite investment cards to do. A lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Players get upset about it. A lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Players argue, well, you know what? Ulti Trisha is better than Dual Terminal. And you know what? I'm not going to disagree with you. I think Ulti, in my opinion, definitely looks better than DT Trishula. But DT Trishula is hard to find. and ulti was a little bit easier to find. Now looking at ulti Trishula from Astro Pack 8, $42 market price, this card's coming in at roughly around $63. And after the D-Sol over here, it's gonna hit almost near $70. So it ain't like ulti Trishula's hurting. You know, you're not starving over here, guy, holding your ulti Trishulas. But if you did have some DTs, you could easily notice the fact that they would just bought out. Moving forward, looking at Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit, a card which always, oddly enough, held a $71 market price. We're seeing the market price now be about $76. And Unlimited Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbits, well, we got this guy holding 2 listings of Lightly Played for about $84. And after that, near mints are about $90 for Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit, Ultimate Rare. And the thing about this card is, I don't want to say it, but you're going to have availability to crack OTS Pack 5s in your near future to get Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. So I don't know what's going to happen with this card. If it's going to go down in value because every Yu-Gi-Oh player is going to have access to OTS Pack 5 again, or just in general, Yu-Gi-Oh players just kind of like, okay, well, I'm going to hold my Ghost Ogres because they're kind of relevant. Not fully, but kind of relevant, so I'm going to hold them. Look at that terraforming. Choked on my own saliva. Look at that terraforming with a $42 market price. The card's actually around $45. It's also increasing in value. Listen, if you are holding OTS Tournament Pack 5 stuff and you have the ability to go to your locals and crack a ton of OTS packs, let's say OTS 9, lulls, you can't find anymore unless your OTS has what little limited supply they have, you might want to wait on buying these at these high prices. In fact, you might want to sell them because these prices will go down. I'm not saying they're going to tank, but I think we're going to see a surge in these prices, be it from the high price to a little bit lower than what they're currently normally being. Guaranteed Ghost Ogre and Terraforming will be those cards to go down in value. Zodiac Whiptail's $20. That too is going to happen. Moving forward, guys, looking at OTS Tournament Pack 8, Drone Lockbird is going higher in the market. I said it before, and I'll say it again. If you didn't have your playset, you kind of missed the boat on OT Drone Lockbird. Looking at OTS Tournament Pack 8 Drone Lockbirds, Mark Rice has his card roughly around 60. We got one over here around 58, but after that card's around 61 and then $63, it really goes high, and it's not many in the market. This is a phenomenal hand trap that's starting to see play. And I said it, and when I said it last time about Drone Lockbird, when it was around its low 40s, the minute this card is any kind of relative play, it'll go up higher in the market. That's what happened with Ghost Ogre. And you can't put Ghost Ogre back down in the market because you can't just walk into your local Walmart and buy OTS Tournament Pack 5s. And that's what we're seeing here with Drone Lockbird, in which you can't just walk into your locals. You can only get these at official tournament stores. And that's why these are going higher in the market. A little fun fact, if anyone wants to know what's going to happen in the future of this card, it's going to go higher. It's going to happen. It's inevitable. If you don't have this now, you might want to get it. If it's too expensive, I get it. Just realize it's going to go higher. Look at Scott Trigger Ace Kagari. It's actually starting to go a little bit higher too, which is confusing me because this card was roughly around $24 last week, maybe $25 max, and now we're seeing it here roughly around $28 for Kagari. Yeah, I don't know. Old stuff. But OTS Tournament Pack 8 Scapegoats are around $20, guys. $20 for OTS Tournament Pack 8 Scapegoats. After that one, next one's a near mint with roughly around $23. It's just hovering around that price range. Infinite Impermanence is infinitely going higher in value. With the reprint coming out, next month of Infinite Impermanence from Flames of Destruction, we're seeing a market price of $95, but unlimited versions are about $92. As far as first edition Infinite Impermanence, well, it's almost near $100. It's $99 for Infinite Impermanence. And the funny thing about this card is, a lot of decks I've been seeing online, I'm not sure what you guys have been seeing, but a lot what I've been seeing, they don't run Infinite Impermanence as much as they used to. In fact, one can make a great argument about Effect Veiler being the replacement for Infinite Impermanence. Effect Veiler also comes as a common, so you have access to buy it as a common, so there's that as well. But yeah, guys, it's pretty crazy. Oh, before I begin with the rest of this video, I just want to say, guys, make sure to subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Hit the like button, and comment below. I'll answer your comments at the end of my video. #Q for V. As well as at the end of this video, I'll be answering some comments. Moving forward, guys, Phantazmay Fat Dragon, Phantazmay is finally down the market, is what a liar would say. No, it's high in the market. Mark Rice has card roughly around $111. Wrong. It's actually around, $115? And after that one gone, it hits almost near $120. Page bombs out $125, by the way. But yeah, I mean, it's $115. After that one's gone, it's $118. Then we got a couple of $119s before it's $120 for Fantastical Dragon Phantazmay. This card was pre-releasing around the, I'm going to say the $50 to $60 mark. When it finally came out, it was roughly around $60 to $70, and it has not stopped going up. It keeps going higher in the market. this week we'll be getting Savage Strike special edition coming out, so hopefully this card price will take a little bit of a hit, but highly doubtful because Yu-Gi-Oh players still need this card. A lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players are looking to play in whatever a YCS event, maybe even a regional event, or it's going to look to be picking up a place of this card because it's that much of a game changer. And hopefully Konami sees this and adjusts their meta, the format as well, to compensate for such a high value card. Right, Infinite Permanence? Moving forward, Pot of Extravagance from Savage Strike is going lower in value. Market price has this card roughly around $62, $63, and we're seeing it actually around $60. Pot of Extravagance is going to continue to go lower in the market, and the reason why is because it's not used as many decks. Now, in my opinion, I think this card's going to see a little bit of uptick after its initial downtick. Let me explain. With the Savage Strike special edition coming out, and with be cracking these and throwing these on the market. Unlimited editions and first editions are going to be around the same price point. They're not going to really change much. But what will happen is, in my opinion, I think we'll see some control decks or decks that run Pot of Extravagance start topping the meta. Yu-Gi-Oh players are obviously going to turn, and we're going to want to buy into that, and then we'll see Pot of Extravagance increase in value. That's what I'm going to see. Now, it's not going to be a significant increase. It's going to be a minute increase. And who knows what happens after that. But that's what I feel like what's going to happen with the meta. Yu-Gi-Oh players are definitely going to turn to start picking up the Pot of Extravagance, especially, I mean, now or especially with the unlimited editions, but it's going to happen relatively soon, so keep an eye out for this card. Next, Borderlord Savage Dragon. Now, I said this card will initially go down in value. I said eventually it'll be 25 and it'll go down in value. I personally did not anticipate on seeing Pendulums win the Pro Play Games event. Well, looking at it right now, we're seeing the card go down in value. It's happening. Market price of this card is $22, and it's actually around $21. I'm sorry. There's one at $20, and after that, it's about $21 roughly. And the thing about Borderlord Savage Dragon, it's a phenomenal card, not using many decks, and being the fact that it's not using many decks is the reason why it's going down in value. Now, once again, this card is not going to tank, but it'll definitely eventually creep back down. It's going to go lower and lower and lower. Next, Psychic Wheeler, a card which is, about $17, almost $17 in the market price. Looking at it, it's about $13 or $14 for Psychic Wheeler. Here's another great example of a card that has so much potential, but since it's not being used, potential can only get you so far. The hype of this card made this card go from $14 to $25, and now it's back down to $14. And a lot of you players are questioning, V, do I keep this card or do I sell this card? Well, frankly, I don't know, to be honest with you. I still think Burning Bisque has the ability to use this card. I still feel this card will still have viability in the future meta, but currently, right now, there's no deck this card perfectly fits in. We saw some Solemn greats at YCS Dusseldorf play this card, but not many, to be honest with you. Not enough to have this card merit a high price point, and that's why after YCS Dusseldorf, we started seeing this card go down in value. Moving forward, we have Blacklisted Soldier, Super Soldier, Ultimate Rare. Market price of this card roughly around $8. Well, it's not. It's actually around $12. And after that one's gone, it's going to hit near $15 for Blacklisted Soldier, Super Soldier, Ultimate Rare. Came out originally in Dimension of Chaos, a card nobody really cared about. I think this is more of a vanities thing. I could be wrong though, but looking at the other versions, the Megaton versions is about $3. The original print from Dimension of Chaos is about $4. It's not like crazy value. The fact that this card has any value is kind of, off-putting. But once again, this could be something that Yu-Gi-Oh collectors want to grab, and that's really it. I mean, I don't understand why this card has any value. Boost Warrior from Duelist Pack 10, you say 3. That's a weird number. It's also kind of money. Actually, this is a card that you'll see in a dollar binder, but looking at it, it's a $3 card. Looking at the market price of this card, though, there's unlimited mint for about $2. And after that, the next unlimited mint is $6. As far as first edition, it's about $7. There's not many listings in these. You got 1, 1, 1, 1, and 3, and the 3 is at $19. So what I'm trying to say is, if you have Boost Warrior, you have money that I don't think you realize or anyone really realizes. I don't know how I came across this card, just there it is. A card that is, I mean, you could buy it now for $2 and sell it at $6. You can do that. Or you can just buy both of these and make a crazy price. Technically speaking, you can buy all these and list it on this $18, $19 price range, and technically you'd be right on a card that makes no sense. I don't know why would anyone buy it, but there it is. Next, Pain Painter. I love sporadically covering secret rares like this that have one printing from a set that's really old. I really do enjoy this because the potential of these cards are huge, and it needs a little bit of hype for it to go high in value. Once again, when I do some of the cards on the market watch, I'm not trying to tell you, hey man, these cards will definitely see play. Sometimes it's not really like that. At times it is, but at times it's really not. And when it's not like that, you'll see a card go high in value that before you just never did, that never made any sense, and then die off. And then you'll go, okay. And then somehow in the future, it goes up in value. You're like, what the hell? And the reason why is because hype really drives the market. The market not necessarily is meant to be driven on playability. Hell, that's why you see a lot of E-Hero Ultimate Rare cards go so high in value. They're not being played. It's just hard to get them. And very few who control them are saying, here's the price where I'll load them off of. That's how it kind of works. Kind of like stocks in a weird way. Anyway, moving forward on Painter from Generation Force. Market price has this card roughly around $7. Unlimited, it's about 9s. First editions are 10s, 11s. $11 first edition. So 9 unlimited, 11 first edition. For a card that sees 0 play. Absolutely no play. Now, one can make an argument, hey man, it's just because there's not many in the market. And you're not wrong. But another argument I could turn to go, well, then where are they? And that's something really interesting to find out. Moving forward, guys, looking at Soul Regis Gold Dread, which is going crazy high in the market a week ago, is actually calming back down. Original Prince Regis Gold Dreads are about $33, under the $35 market price. And the 2018 Mega Pack Regis Gold Dreads, which has a market price of $32, that card, it's about $28. The reason why is simple. Crusader Guard Dragon is a phenomenal deck, and other decks that can abuse Regis Gold Dread easily are great decks, but they still lose to other decks like Solemn Greats, which don't need Regis Gold Dread. So since we're not in the you must have Regis Gold Dread to play Yu-Gi-Oh format, and Phantazmay is just like, oh, you have Saryuja? Okay, I'm gonna drop Phantazmay and plus really crazily. Yu-Gi-Oh players are opting to not run Regis Gold Dread, or maybe not consider playing this card. Or playing the deck this card, I should really say, is because Yu-Gi-Oh players just get a Phantazmay. It is a pretty good card. Still can be stopped, but it's a pain to, it's a pain. Anyway, moving forward, a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players that Soul Regis Gold Dread for roughly around $40. Probably unloaded the card as well. It's a really expensive card. I know I got rid of mine when I saw it hit about $40. I was like, screw that. I like the card, but $40 is $40. You know what I'm saying, fellas? All right. Moving forward, looking at Solemn Strike, it's only going higher in value. Solemn Strike is about to hit a price point of $80. It's higher than its current market price of $61. I remember Solemn Strike Ultimate Rare only being around $55 forever, and now we're seeing it here just about to hit $80. Came out on OTS Tournament Pack 4. There's another version of Solemn Strike. The Spirit of Shouts, which is increasing in value. Market price has it around $740. The Unlimited's about $840. And for Bosch, Secret Rare, Brick of Shadows, let's see what first editions. When TC player loads. Here we go. First edition, no mind, it's not on page 1. Page 2 first editions are about $11. From a card that has, once again, market price of $740. Looking at Solemn Strike from the Battles of Legends, the Ultra Rares, market price around $6, which they're hovering around $6. And looking at Call of Duty Super Rares, well, the Super Rares from Call of Duty, they're about like $5, almost hitting near $6. And then you got the Megaton Secret Rares, which is about $8. Once again, higher from their $5.50 market price. The reason I'm showing you guys all this is because it ain't just Ultimate Rare Solemn Strike that's really spiking, even though it has the biggest spike, obviously, because Yu-Gi-Oh players want the highest valued card. It's other cards as well. Because Solemn Strike is a phenomenal card, and we have it at 3. Konami, we have this at 3. I'm not sure if you realize this. 3 of this card, pretty stupid. We also have Solemn Judgment and Solemn Warning. Now, some of you might say, well, V, you know what? We're in a really aggressive meta. It's not needed. And I agree. I think, okay, sure. Maybe not needed now. Maybe not needed now. But what I will say to counter that is, what's the meta 6 months from now? What's the meta by the next ban list? The meta can change consistently. It changes consistently. And constantly, I should really say. I only consistently. Anyway, the meta changed crazily. Looking at YCS Chicago, we saw Danger variants run that whole event. Looking at Dusseldorf, we saw, Solemn Greats just beat everyone's face in. What happened to the next Yu-Gi-Oh event? Because the UDS Strikers whipped everybody, and they were pretty dominant. Now, I don't know about what's going to happen as far as the future of the meta. I have no idea. I hate making speculations, except I love making speculations, and I speculate I would love to make more. Listen, guys, all I gotta say is, I think that the meta is consistently changing, and cards like Solemn Strike are definitely just busted. We can argue about it all day long, but if Konami just hit dangers, like a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players want dangers to be hitting the ban list, that means the meta slows down a little bit. How do you feel while playing against 3 Solemn Strikes, a Warning, and a Judgment? It's kind of busted. Now, some of you might say we have Denko Seka, but that's one day we can go back and forth in theoretical Yu-Gi-Oh arguments all day long. But next market watch card, Radion, the multi-dimensional kaiju. Market price of this card roughly around $4. Unlimited at 8. First editions around 8 as well from the Megatons. Dimensional Chaos version of those cards roughly around $7, higher than the $2 market price. I don't know why Radion's going worth so much money, going so high in value, but it just is. That's it. I really don't know. And I'm hoping Konami, when they make OTS Tournament Pack 10, and they release that come, next month roughly, I hope we get Radion as a super rare, because it's desperately needed amongst the other kaijus that we just don't have access to. Well, we have like Dogeron's super rare, Gamma super rare, then they made it a secret rare. Can we get a super rare Radion? That would be awesome. Moving forward, guys, Cirque Science money. This Harpy stuff, Keep it going, boys. Looking at Lord Attack and Galaxy Hysteric Sign, market price of this card roughly around $7, $7 to $8. I'm sorry, and we're seeing it around $8. Looking at the 2014 Megaton, which is around $3. We're also seeing that around $8. So go to your dollar binder, grab Hysteric Signs, and sell them online for $8 because someone will buy them. Up next, Vampire Sucker from Planes of Destruction. Market price of this card roughly around $20, and it's about $21. It's about $21 from Vampire Sucker, and the funniest thing about this card is, it's a zombie card. We don't know about anything confirmed for zombies that I know off the top of my head, but Vampire Sucker was a slowly going up in value. This card was, when it came out, Flames of Destruction, it was really underlooked at. Not many Yu-Gi-Oh players cared about this card, and it was roughly around a $6 to $8 card for a good amount of time. And then the market started drying up when the wall started broken. We started seeing this card slowly increase in value. Now, I'll say it before and I'll say it again. Vampire Sucker doesn't do anything really right now in the meta, but it doesn't matter. Zombies themselves have done things in meta, and I believe that Konami, when releasing future stuff, maybe zombie stuff, might see Vampire Sucker seeing play in the future meta. It is the zombie link that said vampire on it. I think Vampire Sucker, for the most part, went under the radar because it said Vampire Sucker, not Zombie Sucker, even though that'd be completely weird. The image will look differently and horrible at the same time, but kind of cool. I think that reason it also said Vampire Sucker, and we got all these vampire cards coming out, really kind of undersold vampire this card. And I think that a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players that are looking to play zombies in general, or Yu-Gi-Oh players that might be seeing, as we might be seeing more future zombie cards release, might see Vampire Suckers actually see more play because it's a link card, and it's $21, which is insane. Up next, one of my favorite cards is Pinpoint Landing. Came out on Cybernetic Horizon. This card is under $1, literally 98 cents. Now, I have a lot of cards, and I like to have a lot of picks, and I like to, because every now and then sporadically, just remind you guys, this is a pretty good cardboard right over here. This is a great card that's really, really underlooked at. Pinpoint Landing is a card that says if exactly one monster special summon from the hand to the field, you can draw one card. You're going to use the effect of Pinpoint Landing once per turn. During the end phase, if you're not drawn by this effect, destroy. Send this card to the graveyard. Don't destroy it. Send it. I like this card a lot. I think this card's really good. I think a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players, once Yu-Gi-Oh players finally, or maybe even if we're in a meta that can abuse Pinpoint Landing, I think this card will go high in value. This card is super undervalued, and so many Yu-Gi-Oh players just look at this card and pass it off, but it's a phenomenal card. It's a phenomenal card. And if I'm about to say Denko Sekka, but a Sekka's Light gets hit, we might see this card being ran as an alternative, because it still is a phenomenal card. Turn it's used, it becomes Upstart Goblin. Second turn, Pot of Greed. Third turn, Pot of Green, Upstart Goblin. This is a good card in general, guys. You can comment below, let me know what you guys think about that. And the last card is Extra Net. Came out only in Secrets of Eternity. Market price of this card roughly around 18 cents. We're seeing it around 10 cents for Extra Net. If you guys don't know what it does, it's a field spell. It says, if a monster's, with an S with apostrophes, is special summoned from the extra deck, the opponent of that player that conducted the special summon can apply this effect. Draw one card. What I love about this card is, it went by so much in the meta in which we had Sky Strikers as being one of the dominant decks, but Extra Net really is great. Whether you're playing Sky Strikers and going against the mirror match, or the majority of decks that go into the extra deck. Decks like, I don't know, Salamangreats. When your opponent goes into the extra deck and brings on a monster out, you get to draw a card. This isn't like a once per turn effect. This is a draw a card whenever they go into the extra deck. So you're playing against Strikers, this card's gonna get you some pretty good cardboard. When you're playing against Salamangreats, right off the gate, man, this is good. And if you're looking to play like Ultra Guys to run something like weird, like Metaverse, and you go Metaverse into Extra Net, catching your opponent off guard, this card is good in general, and I think it really went under the radar. And once again, it only came out in Secrets of Eternity. Hopefully you guys have yours. They're relatively easy to get. They're currently really cheap right now, and there's a ton of them on the market. But why not hold a playset of this? This is a phenomenal card that's really undervalued currently as far as the availability of this card for Yu-Gi-Oh players that have the ability to know to get this card. Now, should Konami make an updated version? I think so. Maybe an OTS pack super rare version of this card? That'd be pretty cool. Anyway, moving forward, guys. Common question of the day. Sorry, I've been running around all day long, and I literally been running around all day long. My brain's all up in a mush, and I really get a chance to just sit down and just work on doing a video for you guys. Not that it takes long to set these videos up. It takes like 5 minutes. I just look at a bunch of cards I like. But I really do try to get these videos out to you guys because I feel, I enjoy doing these videos. This is what I do for fun, and I really have a good time doing it. YouTube pays me money, which is insane. That just blows my mind. And I really do enjoy these videos a lot, guys. So If I sound kind of like jumbled in my words in this video, it's because I've been just running around doing a lot of shit with my own personal life that I'm just getting together, like looking to move soon, and looking to move to another state, and looking to get everything and just start packing it up and setting all that stuff up and figuring out if the area I'm going to move to is good. If not, looking for another area. I've been doing this for the past year and a half, looking to move, and I haven't found perfectly what I want, but I'm still looking to move for something else. Anyway, guys, moving forward. Common question of the day actually is it's a double question, and I would love to answer double these questions because taxes are crazy important for me. The Monday SSS says hashtag Q4V. How do you do your taxes on the collection of single cars you buy from other players? Someone else, Moped Life, actually asked another great question. He says, hey V, how do Yu-Gi-Oh vendors pay taxes? They don't have a receipt when they floor vend. How can they subtract their expenses? So I'm gonna answer Mopeds first, and then I'll go on to answer Mondays, because these are both phenomenal questions. So you asked about how do Yu-Gi-Oh vendors pay taxes. Well, the thing is about that, it's kind of hard to. You see, that you can't really pay taxes on the single cards you buy. You have no physical proof, you have no physical contract. It's money that's under the table, cash. It's like going around mowing lawns. You get 20s and you're putting it in your pocket, you know, stuff like that. Now, as far as being a Yu-Gi-Oh vendor and floor vends, well, it depends. You got a Yu-Gi-Oh vendor that floor vends, and they just take the money and pocket it and, you know, call it a day and shush. And that's a vendor that's more of a low-level vendor, maybe even a regional vendor, you know, depending on the regionals and the location. If you got any big vendors that vend continually tons of Yu-Gi-Oh events, well, now we got to talk about actually, counting that money for tax purposes. Did you guys know that when you deposit over $10,000 in your bank account, the IRS is notified of that deposit? And the reason why that's so important is because taxes. You have to now tell the IRS, why do you have that? Now, obviously, you can make any number up. You should be honest as possible, or near as honest as possible when it comes to taxation, which I am, and it's a pain, but it is what it is. But yeah, that's the best way to do it. When you deposit, if you make more than $10,000, judging, let's say, like a YCS throughout the weekend, which isn't really hard to do, you can then deposit that, and then the IRS will be notified, and then you can even mark that down for a deposit for what it was. And when you go do your taxes, that's an easy way to do it. Another thing I do is I have a folder. I it's in my other room, but I have a folder. It's about this thick folder. It's one of those multi-level folders. Anyway, it's about this thick, and I use that only for my tax paperwork. Anything that's tax deductible or I can bring up when I do my taxes, I put it in that folder. And the reason why is because I don't want around tax time looking for all the paperwork. There's a ton of it. And majority of it's just a bunch of invoices, bills I paid, stuff like that you put it in a folder and you just throw it to the side. And when tax time comes, you crack it all open, you start doing all your numbers. It's hell on earth, and that's the best way to do it for your total taxes. There's a variety of taxes as far as owning a card shop. Now, as far as Monday says, how do you do your taxes on collection single cards you buy from other players? You don't. You really don't. I mean, someone comes in and sells me a card and I buy it. That's between me and them. Yes, it's a business transaction, but being the fact that it's under $10,000, it doesn't matter. Let's say someone had excuse me, let's say someone had about 10 Black Lotuses, and obviously that's going to be more than $10,000, well, that's a transaction that actually has to be written down. I will have to provide proof. I mean, you should provide proof of a receipt to the customer, as well as have that documentation copied for tax purposes. You're going to want to show where that big chunk of money for your business account went, and you're going to want to show, after you sold those cards, where that money came from. Once again, this is very important for tax purposes. Now, being a business owner, and I hate talking about taxes because I just did mine about month and a half ago, and it's hell on earth. You get hit with taxes left and right. So taxes for sales on single cards really isn't part of your taxes. You have quarterly taxes if you're a business, especially if you're LLC like I am. Then you get your yearly taxes. You have your town taxes. You have taxes based on the taxes you paid for the year that now you have to bring to your town, which I just recently did. And you have your taxes for your business license that you got sales and use tax, actually, I should really say, that's needed to show to the distributors so you can buy the product, because if you don't have a sales and use tax number, they won't even look at you. They'll tell you to go get your damn sales and use tax number because they can't show you nothing or talk to you realistically. So there's all that. Taxes suck. I hate taxes. I honestly, I wish it was simplified. I wish I could just pay my town, pay my state, and pay my government and call it one day and do it easily. But unfortunately, that's not the case. And unfortunately, this is what you have to deal with as a business. Also, when you vend with Yu-Gi-Oh cards, the only thing that's really tax deductible is when they use the credit card machines. Those machines, if they use it on the business bank account, which they should. Once again, they should. They don't have to. They can do personal. It's kind of fucked up, but they could do it. But if they use it on a business bank account, that money that gets sent goes direct. Once again, it gets deposited. Square will send you an invoice, or Stripe, or whatever. I know, I'm not sure if Stripe would do it, but Square does it. They'll send you an invoice. You can look up your invoice, and you can put that number towards your tax deductions. If anyone's watching this video after talking all this tax talk, hi, how's it going? Why? Taxes are horrible, and honest truth, it's probably the worst part about owning a car shop, besides the smell at times. Taxes are absolutely horrendous, and the whole system is trash. It's based off merit, and at times, to be honest with you, it's really just a pain that's unnecessary. But if you don't do it, they start doing this thing called a lien against your stuff, and kind of like my stuff. So here's money that I didn't know I needed to give you, or here's money for the quarter, which is every, certain amount of months, and the year and all that stuff. God, man, I hate taxes. But I make sure to get on top of them, because if you don't, you actually have to pay tax penalties and fees. And, yeah, it's horrible. I don't have to say it any more than I hate taxes. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you. I appreciate watching my video. Once again, paisanos, thank you so much for all the support you guys have been giving me. I really do appreciate it. And please make sure to subscribe. And you paisanos have a great day.